Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to a kind of a thing to do with OOTP baseball. My Legends League will be starting off April 2nd is when the first day of the regular season will happen. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of an update because I simulated some stuff and I wanted to show you like the main news since the title. So we're gonna go from the awards up to the other up to stats stuff. They will show some stats and all of that. Just to keep you guys on your toes, because after all, we will have some baseball for you. We will have, you know, once the end of March happens, we will have division recaps, like division previews, like of we'll be doing the AL and NL East one day, the AL and NL Central, the AL/NL West, the AL/NL South, and the AL/NL North. We're just getting the news. It is a little bit laggy because I haven't done this since like November, so my cloud holds so much stuff and all that. It's got to get through all this stuff. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I know. It gives some weird news and all that just for the heck of it. So, hmm. All right. So a lot of news items had happened since the start. Of course, Oakland winning the championship, beating the Phillies 9-1 in 5 games. Jimmy Fox was right to the point. Show you the box score of the title when Oakland won 9-1. So you see there, Waddell beat Pete Alexander, so he did his job. And he was named player of the game. Polo Grounds, 94,000 fans were there. Game log. Show you the game log. Pete Alexander, Oakland certified. LaJoie flew out. Reggie hit a 1-2 on a 1-2 pitch, hit a solo home run to start the game, and then Jimmy Fox hit one off of Alexander to make it 2-0. Solo home run. McGuire flew out. Giambi doubled. Simmons grounded out. Oakland scored twice. Philly with Waddell. Hamilton grounded out. Delahunty doubled. Klein flew out. Schmidt singled. And Delahunty tried for the plate, but he was out. Tejada in the top of the second grounded out. Bob Johnson grounded out. Cochran hit a solo tater tot, and LaJoie grounded out. Well, Bob Johnson was put in, I believe, because Reggie Jackson got hurt. Well, someone got hurt. Oh no, Ricky got hurt. So Bob Johnson had to come in. Cochran was made to be catcher because of the old school field. Bottom of the second, lefty grounded out. Howard flew out. And then on a massive pitch, Howard grounded out. Top of the third, Reggie went deep again on a 1-1 pitch. Fox walked. McGuire struck out. Giambi walked. Schoolboy Rowe was called in to pitch. Simmons grounded into a double play. Oakland scored once to make it 4-0. Bottom of the third, Lieberfeld flew out. Boa grounded out. Hamilton took a whiff. Oakland won 4-0. I mean, it was up 4-0. Top of the fourth, Tejada single. Johnson flew out. Cochran went out. And LaJoie grounded out. So 4-0 there. Delahunty walked. Klein grounded out. Well, Delahunty still second and got to third base. Schmidt flew out. Pop up. And then lefty O'Doul flew out. And they couldn't get the runner past third. Reggie flew out. Double X flew out in the fifth. McGuire walked. Giambi on a long thing took a walk on a 3-2 pitch. First and second, Al Simmons singled. Bases were loaded for Tejada, but he grounded out on the first pitch. Dick Allen then struck out. Ryan Howard grew out. Lieberfeld walked. Boa singled. Hamilton singled. And then Lieberfeld went for the plate and safe. But Delahunty grounded out. So it was 4-1 Oakland. And that's not the Billy Hamilton from the 2000s. Uh, Ron Reed would come in to pitch. Johnson singled, Cochran singled, LaJoie flew out, Reggie struck out swinging, and Double X flew out. So it was still 4-1. Klein grounded out, Schmidt singled, O'Doul had a fielder's choice, and Allen whiffed. In the seventh, McGuire flew out, Giambi flew out, Simmons singled on a 3-2 pitch, Tejada singled, and then Bob Johnson came up, and then somehow, in some freaking way, he hits a 3-run home run to blow the game open. Cochran walked, and LaJoie flew out. Bottom of the seventh, Howard flew out, Lieberville flew out, Boa took a whiff. In the eighth, Reggie grounded out. Mark Ellis was given a chance to pinch hit, and he grounded out, and Frankie Hayes would bat and struck out looking. Mark Ellis would move to third base. Abreu pinched hit and struck out. Delahunty struck out, and Klein struck out, so Waddell struck out the side. In the ninth, Lefty O'Doul went to play center field. Home run Baker would pinch hit and double, and then Terry Steinbach came in to pinch hit and hit a 2-run home run, of all people. Sable pinch hit and struck out. Bert Campaneris pinch hit and flew out, and Eric Chavez struck out looking pinch hitting. Steinbach went to catcher, Chavez to first, Campy to short, Homer Baker to left, Sox to center, Reggie in right. Schmidt flew out, Carlos Ruiz would pinch hit and strike out, Lucinski would single and pinch hit, and Chase Utley on pinch hit would fly out, game over 9-1. Now you may want to know the standings. Well, the final standings of the playoffs. Well, on the playoff tree, Cleveland beat Boston in a shocker in 5 games first round. Tigers took care of the Royals in 6. Astros swept the Yankees, big one, and Oakland swept the Rangers. Took out the Rangers in 6. Detroit needed 7 games to beat those pesky Cleveland Indians, whereas Oakland needed 7 to take down Houston. And then they took out the Tigers in 6 in the ALCS to face the Phillies, who beat the Giants in 6 games despite being the 8th seed. Rockies took care of the Reds in 6. Dodgers took out the Mets in 7, and the Marlins took out the Braves in 4. So all 4 better seeds went up quickly. Phillies swept Colorado. Dodgers took care of the Marlins in 5, and the Phillies took care of the Dodgers in 6. So yeah, the playoff coverage round 1 for Oakland. 4 games to 2. Texas was actually up 2 games to 1, but Oakland won 4-3, 4-3, 6-3 to do their job. Philly took care of San Francisco. The Giants and Phillies were tied 2-2, and then Phillies win 3-1 in Game 5, and then Game 6 they crushed Mathewson through. Well, the 1890s Billy Hamilton was named the MVP of the series. Oakland, well, that took down Ricky Henderson was named MVP. Round 2, they had to face Houston, and Houston was down 3 games to 1, forced a Game 7 somehow. But the A's won 3-1, close one. Well, that'll be Oswald Eckersley had to come in and save. Mark Ellis coming out of frickin' nowhere to be the second baseman, 8 for 13, and getting those hits when LaJoie couldn't. The Phillies swept Colorado 15-7, 9-4, 5-1, 8-3. Chuck Klein being the MVP. ALCS, Oakland beat Detroit. Oakland was up 3 games to 0. Detroit forced a Game 6, but back in Oakland, Chief Bender took care of Hal Newhouser. Al Simmons was named MVP. The Phillies Dodgers. Dodgers were up 2 games to 0, but the Phillies didn't blow it. 6-1, and then that 11-8 game. I think that was when Dazzy fans had to save and it was blown or something. But yeah, the Phillies won 3-1 and then 2-1. Close games. Chuck Klein being MVP, and then the World Series. Oakland lost Game 3, but no big deal. Jimmy Fox was named Player of the Year. Final standing. Well, by sub-league, Boston won 112 games. Oakland won 110. Not bad. Yeah, Boston was number 1. Oakland was technically number 2. Yankees 108 wins, but they were only the 6th seed because they were second to Boston in the AL East. Houston was 4th. Houston 104. Detroit 103. Had a tiebreak with Kansas City, so that's why they got the 4 seed. Kansas City number 5. Texas number 7, and Cleveland beat the Angels by 2 to be number 8. The 2017 Yankees were the best AL seasonal team, tied with the 2017 Astros at 76 wins. In the National League, the Giants 115 wins. The Dodgers won 110, but they were second in the division to the Giants, so they actually ended up being 6 because the 5 division winners were 1 through 5. Atlanta ended up being the 2 seed, 110. The Mets 106, Cincy 103. The Marlins 102. The Phillies were 100, had 101 wins. So they were actually eighth. They were ahead of Colorado by wins, but Colorado won the division. So they were the 5 seed against Cincy. Philly took care of St. Louis by 2 and Montreal by 3 to sneak in the first place. Of course, the news statements, the news listing, and all that. Um, well, there was massive news as Benito Santiago was out. It will be a year because of surgery for a torn labrum, so he will not be back for the Padres this year. Top prospect list: Lucio Delfin of the 1980 Phillies at 18 years old is the top prospect. Ruben Batista, shortstop for the Expos. Jose Lopez, Alvarado, Trevor DeClerc, Jorge Araujo, Glenn Cadriger, Rafael Cruz, Antonio Barrera, and Juan Ruiz. The offseason begins. Heavies player Jeff Neiman, 280 pounds from the Tampa Bay Legends, 20 games last year. The census raises money for local charity, not much for the Angels. Chain of Hope. All that. Best gloves, Ron Guitry of the Yankees, Terry Steinbach of the A's, John Olerud of the 93 Blue Jays, Adam Kennedy of the Angels, Larry Gardner of the 1920 Tribe, Roger Peckinpah of the Yankees, Murph Rudiman of the 1970 Orioles, Jordan Erstad of the 85 Royals, and Jermaine Dye of the Royals were picked. The NL Gold Glove, Juan Berenger of the 82 Brewers, Charlie Johnson of the Marlins, Keith Hernandez of the Mets, Sandberg of the Cubs, Jackie of the 1955 Dodgers, Dave Concepcion of the 75 Reds, Mookie of the 86 Mets, Willie Mays of the 54 Giants, and Blake McBride of the 1980 Phillies. Get there some. Reliever of the year was Joe Nathan with his 36 saves. 51st place votes beat Hoyt Wilhelm and the rookie Ivan Castillo. Nicely done to him. 36 saves. The NL reliever of the year was John Wetland of the Expos, having 46 saves. 33 first place votes. Eric Gagne second, and Adonis Chapman third. So you did his job. Platinum stick for hitting: Mike Napoli of the 2011 Rangers, John Root of the 93 Blue Jays, Mike Young of the Texas of the Rangers, Jose Batista of the Blue Jays, Jimmy Dykes of the 1929 A's, Babe Ruth of the Yankees, Tris Speaker of the Red Sox, Jose Canseco of the Rays, and Man Ram from Cleveland. The Platinum stick from the NL, Roy Campanella of the 55 Dodgers, Todd Helton of the Rockies, Alfonso Soriano of the Expos, Mike Schmidt of the 80 Phillies, Robin Young of the 82 Brewers, Cargo of the Rockies, Andrew McCutcheon of the Pirates, Sammy Sosa of the Cubs, and Eddie Matthews of the Braves. AL Rookie of the Year went to Jesus Sanchez, 21-9. Great job. His teammate Pedro Collazo took second. Gabriel Garcia took third of that. Yeah, Jesus Sanchez, the pitcher, was 21-9. Pedro Collazo, the shortstop, 26 home runs, 70 RBIs for second. Gabriel Garcia, the second baseman, 33 home runs, 93 RBIs for third. And our rookie went to Antonio Rea, 9-16, despite having that mark. Desmond Jennings and the 98 Padres took second. I don't know if he deserved it. Well, 19 home runs, 70 RBIs after Tampa dumped him up. And Mike Hampton of the Rockies, 21 wins, and he didn't get first place. I don't know why Hampton didn't get it. He won 21 games. I just don't get it. Pitcher of the year went to Rube Waddell, 22-2. Well, obviously he would have got it. Jesus Sanchez took second. Hal Newhouser of the Tigers took third. NL best pitcher was Bill Niekro, 21 wins. He beat Christy Mathewson of the Giants and Jeff Pfister of the 1906 Cubs. Mathewson and Pfister. AL rookie MVP went to Babe Ruth, beating Man Ram and Frank Howard for that mark. Guess that makes sense. Eddie Matthews of Atlanta, he was the MVP, beating Todd Helton and Larry Walker for that mark. Randy Reddy gives back to San Mateo. Pitching leaders in career strikeouts per walks. Kurt Schilling. Dennis Martinez talks about an animal shelter, 15 wins. Ray Schock would announce his album, or even though an acoustic guitar thing, self-titled. Harry Hooper of the White Sox will know there's more time setback. It's minor for 4 days. Yeah, he hasn't played for anyone, but the White Sox legends got him. Hall of Fame voting begins. Batting split. Home runs during innings 4 to 6. Frank Howard of Texas with 20 of them. Mike Schmidt of the 80 Phillies tied 2. Batting leaders in isolated power. Mark McGuire 389 for Oakland. Ernesto Hardaro at 19 years old decides to retire. He was part of the 04 Red Sox, but he retires. Cuellar and Hume pitching at local homeless shelters for Baltimore. Humes were the Orioles? Yeah, I guess the Reds got rid of him, and Tom Hume's now an Oriole. Mike Cuellar. He wins. Finally, at shortstop, stolen bases playing shortstop, Gary Templeton with 56. Sundberg loses best man's friend. He lost his dog, Eddie. That. Single season records for sacrifice hits. Wally Backman had 54 back in the first year of this thing. Reliever split stats for strikeouts per 9 during daytime. Craig Kimbrell. Max Bishop says that it'll be a scholarship to Waynesboro College. He doesn't even play for the A's. Strained rib cage muscle. Sharks album flops. Miracles canine happen. Sundberg January 8th. His dog came back. Isolated power. Mark Guire now has the third best. And Alexander Klein in a homeless shelter for Philadelphia and all that, despite losing the title. Darren O'Day serves up delectable desserts and had a sweet tooth and all that. Grand Slam sweets. Pitching rookie leader in strikeouts, Jesus Sanchez 221. Kawika and Hall of Fame no players were. So we are going to be auto playing till the next week. Play it until spring training. We're going to auto play till February 25th when spring training begins. So there will be some stuff going on, and we'll get to you shortly. Quick stuff. Nabla Joie will be out for a week of jumping a railing at an airport. I don't know why he would do that, but he'll be back for a week. Pitching leader career ERA Joe Wood 2.0. I think he retired, didn't he? 1920. Yeah, 32 years old. He retired. Petroselli raises awareness at the animal shelter. South. Preseason begins. Strength training evaluation preseason are just the tasks. Crew call moved, helping move over back stiffness. He'll be back. Ozzie Smith has added some muscle and all that. That'll be big. And spring training begins and all that. So we do that, and then we're gonna go to opening days April 2nd. So April 2nd. Does it tell me? Auto play until target date February 27th. The last day of the final would be the 29th. So April 2nd's opening day, so that would be 1, 31, 30, 29, 28. So the 27th of March. Auto play till March 27th. March 27th. Auto play. So we will auto play everything to March 27th because then we'll set up the divisional stuff. Yeah, these are just like the. So okay, so March 27th. So let's see what spring training brought us. Tom Hickey's hurt for 5 weeks, so he'll be out for about a month. That wouldn't be too bad for Toronto. Kendall's out for 6 weeks with a fractured thumb. That'll hurt Pittsburgh for a little bit. Kerry Wood is out for 6 weeks with back spasms. He rarely has pitched. Career leaders, career losses, MQ 187. And Guerin hurt in the preseason, but he'll be day to day. Guerrero's day to day. Pedro Guerrero for the Dodgers. Grissom will be out 7 months with bone chips in his elbow. That's brutal because he was 6-1 with a save, so he will be out till October. So the 54 Giants have lost one of their best relievers, which sucks. Ricky Henderson will be out 3 months. His ab muscle is hurt, so he'll be out till June. So that will hurt the defending champion A's because Ricky Henderson will be out. And remember, he missed game 5 of the final because of injury. John Smoltz has lost a torn flexor tendon. He will be out for the season. 5-4 with a save. He was a decent reliever for Atlanta, but now he's gone for the year. Ted Lerner, the owner, died. Ted Jr. is the new Montreal head man. Okay. Cal Ripken will, with his hip muscle, he's out for 4 months. So he'll be out till July. That hurts Baltimore's stuff. No fly zone for Gaylor Perry's drone and all that. He says, "Can I have the rule named in my honor?" Yes, you can. Rollback is out for the season for the 55 Dodgers with a 5.37 ERA. And I think they're going to dismiss him. I think Rollback will be released by the Dodgers. Yep, they're going to release him. So, yeah, Rollback is going to be released. Yep, so Rollback will no longer play for the Dodgers. He's a free agent. All that. Romero season end. Ed Romero out for injury. He wasn't much of a player. 154. I think he's going to retire. I think we're going to retire Romero. Yeah, Romero will retire. So Ed Romero will leave baseball behind. So he's out the door. Chris Speaker day to day with injury for the 20 Indians. Is he going to come back? He'll be out for a few weeks. Try to put on the shelf day to day. He should be okay. Tejada will be day to day. He should be back in a month. So I think he'll be gone for a few games in the regular season. Single season record for complete games. Joe with 35. No one's got that. Since it, Russ Springer is out for the season. We have a radial nerve compression. Yeah, he's gone. He will be retired too. He's 40 years old. So yeah, Russ Springer has been retired. Manram out for a month with an injury being hit by a pitch. 51 home runs. He'll miss the first week of the season. Alou day to day for the Marlins. I don't know if he'll be back in time for opening day. Rafael Gomez, the reliever, 27 years old, 7 to 8 months with shoulder inflammation. He's out for the year. I think they're going to dump him off too. Evanston, Alabama. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, he's at 27, he's going to retire. So he's gone. Aaron Barrett is gone for the Nationals, 0 with an 11.81 ERA, and that's going to be the end of him. He's retired. So the Bear has been retired. Lou Boudreau will be out for a month, March 11th, so that would mean April 11th will be his start date. Israel Nava will be out for 5 months with a torn labrum until August. He was a relief pitcher, so he's 20 years old. He'll be back. Franklin Morales of the 07 Rockies, he's gone. He was 3-0 last year. He was a good pitcher, but he'll be out for at least till November. Yipes. Melvin Mora of Baltimore out 4 months with a fractured ankle till July, so that hurts Baltimore because Ripken's gone. Mora's out now. Willie Fingers has a setback for 5 days, no big deal. Mickey Cochran's hurt for at least a month, so he might be gone for the first week of opening day. And Oakland gets to host on opening day. Robinson sidelined by the Dodgers day to day with shoulder tendonitis. Rip Collins out with an injury for a month. He didn't play much, but he might be. Craig Lefferts is out, 32 years old, torn UCL. Are they going to let him? Are they going to let him go or no? 32. No. And Craig Lefferts is now gone, so he's retired. Reliever splits. Saves in spring training. Miles Thomas of the 27 Yankees with 3. Glasnow out for a month and a half. 7-19. So he will be missed, I guess. Lopez out for the season. Ramiro for the 1980 Phillies at 22 years old. 22. They're gonna release him. So Ramiro will be released from the 1980 Phillies. Christensen and the 1980 Phillies lose Larry Christensen. He was 8-3 last year. He was pitching well, and now the 1980 Phillies have to find room for him. They're not going to dump him off. Trammell day to day, March 16th. 19th, Hornsby out for about a month. That would hurt the Cardinals. A-Rod out for Seattle for 3 months, so he'll be out till at least June. 32 home runs. Pacheco, 2004 Red Sox, 29 years old, and he's gone. He will retire. At 29, he's retired, so the 2004 Red Sox lost him. Posey, day to day, he'll be out for 1 or 2 weeks. RBI and all that. Greenberg, McGuire's 160 was third. Parker, injured day to day. Well, he was injury prone the first year. I think 64 Craig, he's out with bone chips. He's 8 and 13, 36 years old. So that ends his career. Yep. Roger Craig, 78 and 109. He has retired. Eden's out 4 months for the Twins, torn labrum. He was 4 and 1 last year. So he'll be out till July. Speaker will miss 2 more weeks with the strained back muscle for the 1920 Indians. Ohala, his season's over. Damaged ligament. He's 30 years old. But they want to keep him. I think they'll keep him. Todd Worrell is out 6 months with a torn flexor elbow, so he'll be out till close to the end of the year. He didn't pitch much for St. Louis. I don't think he was the closer. It was Israelhausen, but it would have been nice. Season setback for Mickey Cochran a couple more weeks, and Jim Beattie of the 57 Braves is out. Torn flexor muscle, so he's gone. Man, so many injuries, so many retirements, and so many free agent moves and all that, but that's how life is. We're going to save, and we're going to hope for the best. And the next time you'll see OOTP is the daily division review, a preview. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond at Duke.